Welcome back, everybody. Your loyal Captain Gear 100 is here to tell you, his faithful crew, another story time. And guys, it's time to end this. All for One villain Deku was ended yesterday. I meant to put out the hero one yesterday as well, but it got too late and I was too tired to record. But now it's time. The hero finale is finally here. Oh my gosh, let's do this.
It doesn't matter who's wrong, who's right.
Yep, I'm ending it all today. Villain Part 4 was the finale, so Hero Part 4 has to be the finale as well. I really hope I don't run out of memory doing this, but still, okay. So, forgive me if I rushed through a couple things, guys, but still, last time we left off, All For One was killed in the fight with All Might. So the next thing we can do is move on with the professional hero license exam. I mean, that pretty much goes as canon. I mean, if any time, Deku just has an easier time getting his hero license, so that helps. And then here we go to meeting the big three. All right. So instead of going Class 1A versus Mirio, they want to do a solo. Mirio beats Class 1A like the original because Bakugo and Todoroki. No, they still got through. So, it ends... My bad. So, Mirio still beats Class 1A like usual, but when it comes to Deku versus Mirio, Deku is actually able to hold his own against Mirio and actually see what his quirk is, because he has a scanner in his... one of his multiple quirks are also scanner, so he can actually see what Mirio's quirk is and what it does. Well, that's like a side effect of his quirk anyway, of his natural All For One. Oh yeah, since he also has One For All in this situation as well, this makes it a lot easier. So when Mirio does come up and punch Deku, Deku obviously has shock absorption, so that's not really gonna do much at all to Deku. If anything, Deku just tanks the damage, and then like right when Mirio hits Deku, Deku counters attack with his own punch. And since it was One For All and he has like, you know, all of the Nomu's quirks, it was a devastating punch. Literally, he one-shotted Mirio. It was a complete one-shot. Dang. So it goes to show how powerful Deku truly is. Wow. Okay, now we can move on to the overhaul arc. So Deku interns with Night Eye, and since Deku doesn't have One For All, or the people don't think he does, only Deku knows he does. Like Night Eye doesn't really chastise Deku. I mean, well, yes, he still does. He still rips into him for being the son of that man, and like Night Eye just says, "Everyone else thinks you're on our side. I'm not so sure. Just know that I will be watching you, and I will be right there if you ever step out of line, kid." And Deku this always sucks for him. He's heard this talk a million times before, and it's just not going to change. So, oh well. He just moves on with it. He just says, "Yes, sir," and moves on throughout the day. So they meet Overhaul like in the original. Well, okay. They go on patrol, and Deku still tells him that his hero name is All For One because he wants to redeem that name. Wait, nah. Actually, he changed it to All For All because he's going to be using his power for all of the people, for everyone. Heroes, villains, civilians, society, the whole planet. Doesn't really matter because he's going to be using all of his power for all of the world. All for all. Nice. So, Eri still bumps into Deku's leg. The Overhaul, like, conversation still goes normal, and Overhaul still gets away. But, okay, the raid on the Shihisaikai, on the Yakuza, that still goes as canon. But in this one, Mirio, when Mirio goes through the wall, Deku just juggernauts through the goddamn wall. So, he's actually able to catch up with Mirio fairly quickly. And Mirio actually doesn't lose his quirk here. Okay, there's a reason why he doesn't, but that'll play later into the story. I just really hope I can get this done with as quickly as possible. Anyway. So, on that situation, when Deku and Mirio are beating up the goons, Overhaul does try to shoot Deku with because to erase his quirk right there, but the bullet actually can't pierce through Deku's skin. It hits him, but it just bounces right off because Deku's skin is just way too durable to actually, well, be pierced by just a bullet. So you can't really erase Deku's quirks like that. Oh, wow. So Deku easily takes on Overhaul and beats him, but Overhaul still turns into that giant kaiju. And Deku uses 100% of One for All. And thankfully, his body can handle it. Because his body is meant to handle multiple quirks, so it's meant to handle a whole lot of power put into him. So Deku can actually use One for All at 100% maximum capacity, if not more. So with this being said, Deku still beats Overhaul, like with Eri on his back, because, you know, one punch actually did end up destroying Deku's body. But thankfully, thanks to the no moves of super regeneration, but, you know, he still had Eri on his back to rewind the damage, so Deku wouldn't suffer too much bad damage. So anyway, that all happened like usual. The villains take the quirk erasing bullets. Wait, did I say heroes or the villains? Yeah, I sorry if I said heroes. The villains still take the quirk erasing bullets. And, well, Overhaul is out of commission. But, to be sure, Deku also takes his quirk as well, like when he defeats Overhaul, to make sure that this quirk wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. So Deku is taking it upon himself to know when it's necessary to take other people's quirks. It's not like he has a god complex or anything, but the heroes just said don't do that unless they give him the order, unless he feels it's really necessary. And with the a quirk like Overhaul and someone who's really as smart as Deku, it'll really go goddamn far. You know what? I should do that. What if Deku had Overhaul's quirk? You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So guys, for the foreseeable future, sometime next week, expect a what if Deku had Overhaul's quirk. Okay? Okay, moving on. What's next? God dang, guys, I'm trying to think. After the Overhaul arc, it would be the, dang, I really don't know. Okay, the school festival, that would just go like normal. The joint training, like Nejire versus Sun Eater, I mean, they would win anyway because they won in the original. Class 1A versus Class 1B, I mean, I can still make that happen, but it wouldn't be very interesting. Deku, with as many quirks, would end up beating everybody anyway, or his team would just end up winning. So I guess there really isn't anything else but the war arc, because remember, I don't do movies, and I didn't, well, I will do the movies, but I just never did them, you know, back in the earlier parts, so I don't think I should end up doing it now. And plus, some of the movies aren't really canon anyway. All you know is that the Island movie was canon, so that one was, and I think the Tale of Two Heroes was canon. I'm not sure, guys. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was. Anyway. Okay, so also the most recent movie, the stealth one, I don't know if that was canon or not. I really gotta look it up. But dang. Oh, wow. So only thing that is left is the war arc here. The Meta Liberation Army, that's like on the villain side, and that pretty much goes the same because Deku isn't a villain in this one. But on the hero side, like, okay, now we cut to the war arc. All right, guys. It's time to end this once and for all. I hope you guys had fun with this series. I really loved it. But it's time for it to come to a close. Okay, so finally, the war arc begins, and instead of just the heroes going out, it's an all-out war this time. The students are there from every hero school. They called back up even quicker and earlier on in this one. So, with this being said, let's do it. So, Shigaraki comes out, and since All For One is dead in this one, but not really, Shigaraki pulls out the big guns. Well, he calls all his entire Nomu army up to straight up fight the heroes and defend against them. But Deku, he didn't want the heroes to end up dying, so he pulled some really sneaky right here. So what he did, Deku took all the quirks from the Nomu, like the regeneration, the enhanced strength, speed, durability, and Deku basically gave them to the heroes, all those quirks to the heroes. So Deku would just go around stealing a whole bunch of quirks from the Nomus and then just giving it to the heroes. That way they could regenerate. They had super strength, durability, and speed on top of it. So a whole lot of heroes actually don't die from this one. So yeah, Midnight stays alive, Master Driller stays alive, Endeavor doesn't lose his arm or anything. A lot of people actually end up living thanks to Deku's efforts here. And even though it's a very drastic thing to do, Deku just says he can take it all back after this war is over. But Shigaraki, realizing he's on the losing side, he pulls out the big guns already. All For One's corpse. And, well, thanks to them stealing the rewind bullets, they were able to reverse engineer it and rewind All For One's body, and All For One is alive once again. So once again, he's alive. But then Star and Stripe come down, and Deku ends up doing the same thing with Star and Stripe, even giving her all the Nomu powers as well. So it really is crazy in All Out War here that the villains are on the losing side. The same villains that died in the canon still end up dying here, which is sad. Twice ended up perishing against Hawks because, well, Hawks wasn't really there in the mainstream fight. Well, he was, but he was off somewhere else. And okay, sadly, Toga ended up dying to okay, I'm trying to think right now. Okay, it was due to Endeavor's flames, and Toga was riding on a Nomu. Endeavor used Prominence Burn and just incinerated all the Nomus, and that included Toga. So, yeah, Dabi lived for somehow, because Todoroki family business, all that stuff happened. And now we're cut to Deku versus Shigaraki. Deku being the only one who can actually fight Shigaraki, it looks like it does on what you guys see right here now. Deku and Shigaraki clasp hands together, and Shigaraki tries to decay him, but he can't. Deku is actively resistant against Shigaraki's quirk, and you want to know how? Because Deku is using Overhaul at the same time to keep reconstructing his arms, so Shigaraki cannot actively decay Deku. Their quirks are actively counteracting each other. So with that being said, Deku has to just forcefully beat Shigaraki. But with the power of One For All and the other quirks, because the other users realize they have to help Deku, and if they all want to stay alive here, Deku ends up beating Shigaraki, and Bakugo still ends up beating All For One. So honestly, there wasn't really much I could do here, guys. So the war is over, thankfully. Deku ends up becoming the #1 hero, with everybody trusting of him now. and finally all of it is over. Wow, it's only been 10 goddamn minutes. Are you serious? Like damn near 12 to 15 minutes. Wow. This video was even shorter than the goddamn villain one. I mean, well, it was on the hero side and there wasn't really much that I could do. I probably could have extended the story out a little bit more to give you guys a lot more of a story. But you know what? This series is over, guys. It's been a long time coming. Part 4 is the finale of Villain and Hero All For One Deku. I hope you guys can give me a round of applause for that, because, well, that was absolutely great. I loved every minute of making this series for you guys, and even though it's sad it has to end right here, I know I capped off by doing everything right. I told you guys I would finish this series before this week was over, and I did. Also, for those who are actually watching this, another Pokemon What If is coming out, because I feel like I want to just make another one anyway. It's time to finish up the Kanto series as well. Anyway, we got to get back to how we almost ended it in Hoenn. So yeah, guys. So Pokemon Part 6, yeah, Part 6 is coming out, and that's where Ash finally gets all 8 gym badges. But the Elite Four and the Champion fight is gonna have to wait though. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this series. If you did, comment down below what series I should make. Well, what I should do next. But you guys already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace.
She likes it when I hit, when I tap. Wait, what? Ay, shawty's the same. Not without me, she ain't function. Running out the game, I don't got no time for love. Gotta stick to your lane. I don't wanna hear you bugging.